We have breaking news on a missing woman in Iowa. The search for 20-year-old Mollie Tibbetts, who disappeared nearly 5 weeks ago, apparently has led to her body.
The University of Iowa student was last seen alive on July 18th. Sources tell CBS News Tibbetts has been found dead, but very few details are available at this time. Adriana Diaz has covered this story since it began and is talking with her sources in Iowa. She's with us from Chicago. Adriana, a very tough morning for her family.
Very tough morning indeed, Norah. This is a heartbreaking end to this saga surrounding the missing persons case of Mollie Tibbetts. She disappeared just over a month ago when she went on her daily jog in her hometown of Brooklyn, Iowa. This is a tiny town in a very rural area. The landscape is difficult, and that's something that investigators told us was a real challenge in their search for her, because they had to go through cornfields. They had to use drones to try to take a peek at this farmland that's very hard to get through. Mollie was a light, and everyone we spoke to in her hometown, and even beyond her hometown, people were talking about her. They said that she would brighten anyone's day, that she had no enemies, she was a friend to everyone. And there were photos of her all around this town. Brooklyn, Iowa was wallpapered with photos of Mollie Tibbetts because everyone was searching for her. This was a cause her community took on, the nation took on. This story has really captivated the country, and the fact that we know now that she has been found and we know now that she's found dead is going to be heartbreaking for people across the country, in addition to her family.
Well, I know that you've been talking to her family for weeks and that they were holding out hope that this wouldn't be the outcome.
That's right. We spoke to her mother, her father. Her father told us that he believed at the time that she went willingly with someone that perhaps she met online, that she and this person had left their hometown, and that she and that person were then in over their heads, that they had no way to return, especially now that then when the story had become so huge. So he was really just begging her to come back, that it's okay, that, you know, that they'll love her no matter what, because he was holding out hope that she was alive. And there were so many mysteries surrounding the story. Investigators really weren't able to give much information on what they were finding, but there were no real updates about evidence that they found or anything like that. So it was so mysterious that her family believed she must have gone willingly, because there were no signs of a struggle. She was staying at her boyfriend's house, Dalton. She was dog sitting that night. There was no break-in. There were no signs that she left under duress. She went for her jog. She never came back. And as you remember, she was wearing her Fitbit. She had her cell phone, so they used that information to try to track her location.
And Adriana, what about a suspect?
We will find out from authorities, I'm sure, later today about a suspect, about who might be involved, who they may or may not have in custody. But it's unclear right now at this point whether she was taken, whether she left and something happened to her. But we will be hearing from authorities later today.
Yeah, the police are expected to hold a news conference at 6 p.m. Eastern time later tonight. Obviously not the outcome anybody had been hoping for, and our thoughts are with her family. Adriana, thank you.